I really want to do something in defense of the Galaxy S25 Edge. Not because I want to use it, or because this is a phone that is for me, but because I am not the only smartphone consumer in the world. And neither are you. And this isn't the only phone option in the world. There's so many others, not just from Samsung, but from every brand. Welcome back to SamMobile TV. You're here with Daniel. The S25 Edge has been controversial, to say the least. Two reasons have kind of been just picked as to why. The price, especially in a lot of markets, it's almost the same cost as the S25 Ultra, but also the size of the battery. You're going to get a compromised performance of your phone, and you're paying almost the same level as a phone that won't have that compromise. But there's also a question, I guess, that people were asking before that, is who actually specifically asked for a thin phone? Well, really, who asks for anything these days? Who asked for the iPhone when it was introduced? Who asked for sports cars? Brands are always throwing things out into the market to gauge consumer response. The attitude I see from a lot of people is, I won't use that phone. Why'd they make this? I don't want this. Who wants this? Or then they start to throw other words around it, calling it a scam, or it's a misrepresentation, or you're leading the customers on and taking advantage. And then if you, like, in some ways, defend the phone or talk about it in a positive way, you get accused of being a shill, or people saying you don't know what you're talking about. And I just don't understand that concept, because you're allowed to like things, aren't you? The scam accusation is something I just want to quickly address first. A scam, I guess, in definition, is you get told you're getting something, pay for that, and then what you get is completely opposite. Or you don't even get it at all. You are told a complete lie, a fabrication. You are scammed and hustled out of money. Nothing about what Samsung is doing here with the S25 Edge can be considered a scam. It's a very harsh word to apply here. You are told everything about the phone, including battery capacity, in advance. So you have that knowledge straight away. You know what cameras you're getting. You know the display you're getting. You know that there are other phones out there because Samsung talk about them as well. This isn't the only phone in existence. So you know what you are spending money on here. There is nothing that's being hidden from you. The debate, rather than being called a scam, should be that what you're getting maybe isn't worth the value of what you're paying. And that's a completely reasonable debate to have, because a lot of people can find value in things and then spend the money on it. Some people might not see value in buying a luxury sports car, but other people do, and that's why they exist, and that's why people buy them. And then that debate sort of then leads into, I don't want this. And I totally understand that too. But to say and imply with that is that I didn't want this and nor did anyone else, well, that's inaccurate. Effectively, what you've done there is speak for the entire smartphone using population. Now, obviously, I get it. In some ways, I'm almost doing the same thing by talking about this phone and telling you that it's not for you, or talking about how you should feel about it. But I'm trying to give a bit more of a balanced view on it, as opposed to just throwing negativity out there. The thing is, the intensity that everyone is coming at this phone with is wild to me. As consumers, we have plenty of choice, more choice than we've ever had before. And not even just in the Samsung bubble, I'm talking everywhere. Within Samsung's range, you've got foldables, both tablet and flip style. You've got 3 other S-series models, 4 if you count the fan edition, that range from small, medium to ultra. Like, they exist. You've got S Pens, telephoto cameras, battery sizes to choose from, productivity features to choose from. It's all there. Not to mention, you've got price brackets, flagship, mid-range, low-end. They all kind of have a price point to suit whatever your needs might be. The Edge is another choice. It's another option for you to have that maybe suits your style. You might not see the appeal of a foldable. That might be something that you go, you know what, that's not for me. Totally fine, but someone else does. Me, I see the value of a foldable. I love foldables. That's all I want the smartphone market to be, but I completely understand why it isn't, because not everyone is ready to adopt that style yet, which is why we still have slab phones. You might not see the appeal of getting the A series. I certainly don't. I can't imagine anyone wanting to buy an A series, but they exist because they are value for money, and they give people exactly what they need at the price point they're willing to spend. I mentioned luxury sports cars before. That's what I can kind of see this argument, I guess, diverting to. In the car market, you have a variety of different car options, fit for different sizes and different needs. Certain brands, or most brands, offer SUVs. They have sedans, they have wagons, they have hatchbacks, they have convertibles and sports cars. And each one of them suits a different purpose and need and personality. If we take sports cars, they invariably do much less than sedans or SUVs. Less boot space, less passenger space, and less space for a petrol tank, which means their petrol efficiency is way less as well. So you can't even drive as far. But there's people out there who find value in that because what they want is they want a car that expresses their personality, that matches their aesthetic that they're going for, the fun, the freedom that kind of gives you. You might not want that. You might have a family of 5. You might need a big wagon or a big car that fits all that family in. And you go, how silly wasting money on a sports car that doesn't last you as long and can't drive as far. We have the same situation here. It exists as part of a lineup and offers something to someone who sees value in it. Now, existing in a silo, you can maybe accept the battery capacity. But right now, Samsung have chosen not to opt for silicon carbon. That was the compromise that Samsung were willing to make to adopt this form factor. Kind of like how a sports car reduces boot space, reduces petrol efficiency and passenger room, this is doing something similar. Reduce battery capacity, one less telephoto camera. If that's a sacrifice that you're willing to make to get this aesthetic, then great. Go ahead and make that leap and enjoy the phone. But if you prefer something that gives you a longer battery life, longer petrol efficiency maybe, more boot space, extra cameras, then obviously this is not the phone that's going to be for you. Now, I've literally only spent, at the time of recording this video, 3 hours with this phone, but I instantly can appreciate why it exists. The lightweight nature, 163 grams, with a screen size that is this big, 6.7 inches, feels almost opposite to what you would expect in your brain. You would pick up a phone like this and expect it to weigh like this, the Ultra, but it doesn't. And then the hand ergonomics, you're not feeling tired, you're not stretching, you're not feeling cramped. Also because you're not having a really thick border digging into you as well. It's occupying minimal hand space. And with One UI 7 and the Snapdragon 8 Elite for Galaxy, it operates like a flagship because it is one. Battery is something I'm going to be doing in my review because 3900 milliamp hours, no matter how much you dress it up, is hardware limiting. But like I said about sports cars, if you know what you're doing and you are willing to accept that, then it's something that you can just have to deal with. I've had 3 days of battery now on the S25 Edge, and honestly, it's surprised me. This is halfway through day 3. It's used 36% in 7 hours and 8 minutes, 3 hours of screen on time, and 4 hours and 8 minutes of screen off time, with mostly Twitter and social media and sort of always on display, set to Quad HD Plus resolution, and fluid 1 to 120 Hertz. Refresh rate with always on display, like I said, always on. This is so much better than what the battery number suggests. And even without optimized usage, this is going to be a battery champion to go along with the form factor. Early days, I know. And like I said, hardware is limiting, but Samsung seems to have done something special with the software. But we'll keep testing it. I really think that the Edge is getting overhated because you're either being told to, or it's new and you just want to cut it down because it's the new kid on the block. Yes, Samsung could have made life easier for themselves and for the public and done silicon carbon and had the price point a little bit lower. Had they done that, we probably wouldn't even have to be having this discussion. But they chose to do what they did. It doesn't mean, though, the phone needs to be called scam and be hated in the way that it does. I'm choosing to be balanced here because honestly, this phone is not a phone I would use in my day-to-day life. I need things like the telephoto camera. I value foldables. I don't mind the phone being thicker or a little bit heavier. But just, you can appreciate that I'm not the only smartphone user in the world. And this could be something that would suit someone perfectly. It's going to cause some debate. I imagine there's going to be some heated discussion down in the comments below. A lot of people wouldn't have even got this far into the video. So if you have gotten this far, chuck a smartphone emoji in the comments along with what you think. That way I know that you've seen the whole take as opposed to just read the thumbnail and the title and jumped straight in. Hit subscribe whilst you're down there. Check the description for a link for the S25 Edge as well if you're interested in picking one up. Or if you're not, don't, because like I said, it might not be for you. See you guys next time. Thanks.
Calling me when